Last week, Spain's IE School of Architecture and Design organised a workshop focused on what's next in Workspaces, designing with change. Held at the Royal Institute of British Architects in London. The event brought together leading experts from both sides of the Atlantic. It was organised as part of the launch of IE's Master in Workspace Design, which will receive its first intake next February. The programme combines modules in Madrid and London with online periods, and is run in collaboration with strategic partner the Helen Hamlyn Centre at the Royal College of Art. Participants provided some fascinating insights into the changing forces and trends in workspace design and how it is creating new and exciting working environments.
The most significant change I've witnessed in the workplace in the last decade is the move towards a multi-generational workforce. If you go into one open plan office now, you'll see 4 generations at work. So there'll be people in their mid-60s working and people in their early 20s, and they're all sharing the same space and the same technology. But they've had completely different experiences. The young people are digital natives, they've grown up with technology, and older people have adjusted to technological change over many decades. But it's really, really difficult to design a workspace that will appeal to all generations. But that's the big challenge, and that's what we've got to do.
The demise of state and social institutions, which has given rise to a much more informal sort of social culture, and I think that's impacted massively on the workplace, where workspace environments are much more informal, less hierarchical than they used to be.
Yeah, I think the most significant change I've seen in the last decade is around what I call the paradox of mobility. We've created a whole generation of mobile workers that have spent a lot of time working remotely, working on the road. But one of the problems with that is it's created a kind of generation of people that feel very disconnected from the workplace. And what I'm seeing as a trend is that a lot of organizations are really rethinking the purpose of the office and actually trying to bring the mobile people back, because they're trying to reconnect those people with the kind of the culture and the values of the organization.
We're talking not labor force, we're talking a community. And I think that the better we can design these spaces to create community and culture that emerges and grows organically, does all these different things, the more successful the environment's going to be.
The workplace is being kind of reimagined as a place to really express the brand and the values of the organization, and kind of bring the mobile people, let's say, back together to create a greater sense of kind of shared values in the culture of the organization.
The most significant change is that the workplace is now anywhere. I think before it had a fixed kind of physical sense, and now people can work anywhere. And I think that has a profound effect on what work is and how work is done.
You've got to create these places where people can think individually, independently, quietly, and you also have got to create spaces where they can come together and be creative, or have a think tank, or do other types of work, or even play or relax.
I think the big issue for designers is not just simply to design for the physical comfort of workforces, or even the functional comfort of workforces, but actually design for their psychological comfort. I think designers in the future will have to spend more time thinking about how people feel as part of the group, their personal identity, their sense of attachment to place. And these are all psychological factors and not just ergonomic ones.
Design could do everything if you make the right spaces, and then the second part of design, if you design the right organizational structures and the etiquettes to be able to use that space effectively. So there's 2 sorts of design. There's physical design and there's organizational design.
Well, I think design really is about possibility, so it's really understanding what the possibilities are in terms of kind of workspace environments. There's a fantastic quote, I think, from the chief exec of Procter & Gamble, who talks about companies really, whatever scale and however global, really not being able to innovate on their own. It's really much more about collaboration with partners, with stakeholders, with suppliers, across businesses, business departments, and with consumers as well. So environments that effectively can accommodate that, I think, will be the successful ones.
I believe the new Master in Workspace Design that the IE School is proposing is coming at a really important time. I think it's very topical, I think it's very relevant, I think it's very timely. There are huge changes in workspace design, and we're going to need a new type of architect to actually deal with those changes with a new skill set and a new kind of knowledge base. And that's what the Master is going to do.
The workplace is changing, The way we work is changing. The people who work are changing. We are working in places that we didn't used to work. We're working at home, we're working in the city. There's a new paradigm. From the educational point of view, that we need a response to this. We need to train people to understand that the office is not the only place where we used to work.